In this showcase, we explore how Turboard analyzes lean manufacturing data through integrated dashboards, providing strategic insights on performance and efficiency. First, the horizontal bar chart allows you to observe the production quantities achieved every hour across the entire facility and track the daily production trends. The tree map chart displays the production quantities for each production line. On the right side, the info cells present essential information including the total number of operators, assistants, and employees in the facility, as well as the number of operators, assistants, and total employees working in each shift. The targeted versus actual production quantities of your facility are visualized using a gauge dashlet. Your current production is 12.6 thousand, which is below the target of 18,006. Performance below half the target is highlighted in red, while performance exceeding the target is marked in blue. This allows you to quickly assess your performance and take necessary actions. The gauge dashlet at the right shows planned and actual production efficiencies, thus clearly indicating how well you are meeting your efficiency targets. The actual efficiency is 55, while the target efficiency is around 75.7. With dynamic threshold values, you can easily compare different production lines and shape your efficiency strategies accordingly. When a production line is selected using Turboard's slicer feature, the threshold values automatically adjust to match the chosen line. Note that all dashboard metrics update to display data specific to any selected production line. Production trend analysis enables you to monitor the daily production performance of each line in detail. For instance, you can observe that production line 3 starts the day with low production in the early hours, shows an increase during the later hours, and maintains a steady production rate of 80 units per hour after 14 hours. On the other hand, production line 7 shows more stability, consistently producing over 240 units per hour from the start to the end of the day. The standard minute value chart measures the production time of a unit product in minutes under certain assumptions, allowing you to analyze the efficiency of your production processes. For example, while production line 6 produces 1 unit in 340 minutes, production line 9 takes 619 minutes to produce a unit. In the clustered column chart on the left, we will conduct an in-depth analysis of takt time, a critical metric for lean manufacturing. Takt time represents the ratio of production time per unit interval to the demanded production quantity. It measures the time between the start of one production batch and the start of the next demanded batch. An increase in this time indicates a decrease in production rhythm. So through this chart, you can observe the planned and actual takt time figures for each production line in detail. Here, we compare the average planned takt time with the actual average takt time across the entire facility. For example, production line 3 has a planned takt time of 22, but the actual takt time is 82, indicating that the production line is operating at a slower pace than planned. The targeted and actual production quantities are detailed in the section below. Let us take an example. Production line 3 had a targeted production quantity of 1,281 units, but the actual production was recorded at 350 units. Such data help you identify bottlenecks in your production processes and develop improvement strategies. Right below, the production loss chart clearly shows the difference between targeted and actual production quantities. Negative values indicate production surpluses, while positive values represent production losses. For production line 2, a negative value of 90 indicates an excess of 90 units. Despite the planned production of 2,010 units, production line 2 achieved approximately 2,100 units. With pivot tables, you can conduct detailed analyses for each production line, including the number of defective products, time lost due to defects, products that could not be repaired or corrected after quality control processes, the proportion of products excluded from production, unused space, and time spent in non-productive activities. Using Turboard's patented cloning feature, you can compare up to 4 production lines and clearly see performance differences as they will be displayed side by side. Let us compare 2 lines as an example. When selecting line 1 on the left side, the data is automatically filtered for line 1. Selecting line 2 in the second clone on the right, its specific data will be displayed similarly. Let us take a deeper look and analyze the differences together. As you can see, production line 1 is showing more variable production amounts throughout the day's hours, while production line 2 exhibits more stable production and exceeds the daily average production in the final hours. Additionally, production line 2 has approximately 63% fewer operators, 50% fewer assistants, and 61% fewer total employees compared to production line 1. Here, you can see that while the targeted production amount in production line 2 was 2,000, the target was just above it. In production line 1, it can be observed that the production was below the target and around 1,200. Regarding production efficiency, production line 2 exceeded the targeted production efficiency, and although the target was 73%, it was efficient by 78%. As for production line 1, although the target was 76%, the realized figure was 61%. So similar to the comparisons above, it can be observed that production in production line 2 was more stable, hour by hour. Let us move to the takt time comparison below. In production line 2, although the takt time was planned as 14, the production rhythm was realized better than planned and is observed at 13. The planned takt time for production line 1 was 20, the realized number was 24. This means that the production rhythm in production line 1 is lower than planned. Taking a look at the chart here, for line 2, it can be observed that while the planned production is 2,010 units, the actual production is 2,100, with 90 units exceeding. You can see that the target for production line 1 is 1,377, while the realized number is around 1,200, so less production is realized than the target. For both production lines, metrics such as defective production and rejected production can be compared via the pivot tables. As illustrated through these insightful visualizations, Turboard Business Intelligence software enables you to comprehensively and effectively analyze your lean manufacturing data, allowing you to generate maximum value. With dynamic threshold values, comparative analyses, and detailed reporting, you can enhance the performance of your production processes, optimize efficiency, and make strategic decisions. Leverage Turboard to utilize your data effectively, boost your business's competitive edge, and achieve sustainable success.